Hey guys, just thought we'd do a bit of a shed tour here, a bit of a workshop tour. We've done Dwayne's, and as part of sort of what we do with oztooltalk, we love to know what each person does with their workshops and sheds, and it's an interest point for us, so we thought we'd run you through mine. Hopefully I don't bore you too much, but this is my little palace, so we'll just roll around and Dwayne will throw some questions at me, and we'll talk about my bits and pieces of my shed.
Fair enough. Alright, well first up, do you want to tell us about your cordless setup?
Cordless setup. So at the moment I'm clearly on Makita and Milwaukee. Started off with Makita years ago when I first started getting into tools. And then after a few years I ended up jumping across to Panasonic. The Panasonic stuff was just gold, really ballsy. But because they didn't extend their range, I just didn't bother with them. I ended up selling it. I went back to the Makita. And then, as most people would have seen with the start of oztooltalk, Dwayne kept talking about Milwaukee, and I just wasn't on board whatsoever. I just hadn't dealt with it much. So over time, I've gone across and sort of picked the eyes out of what I like, and I love Milwaukee's compact drill, and I really don't like Makita's one. But there's some other stuff that's ripper that Makita does do. This is my favourite tool, to be honest. The little Makita impact driver, that's my little baby. I love their plane, the cordless plane.
Yeah.
And the jigsaw, I think the jigsaw's a good jigsaw, so there's nothing outrageous on that one, but yeah, I clearly have a fair few.
I think they also make the best multi-tool around.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I'd like it to be quick release, but to be honest with the amount of work I do, it doesn't need to be quick release.
They do make one. They do make one.
Now they do, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So a bit of fun, the old Stanley belt sander there, that's not working whatsoever, but I used to do a lot of repairs, and I just reckon, how cool's that? There'd be some guys that would have used that all day, every day, and there's no way that I could use that. That's just an absolute leviathan. So, yeah, a bit of fun there. So I just got I just received this, my braked Milwaukee grinder, because I bought the kit and got that as a redemption, which was a super deal.
That's really cool. Yep.
So, pretty happy about that, and I just changed across. I got rid of my Makita Recip and went across to the Milwaukee, which is cool. These ones here, don't take any notice of those. They're not actually mine. They're actually an oztooltalk, so you'll see those come up in videos pretty soon.
Yep, got your bench vise here.
Yeah, bench vise. That's actually my granddad's first bench vise. That was he was a diesel mechanic many years ago.
Yeah.
And that was his very first Dawn vise, and then Dad got that, and then when Dad got Granddad's second Dawn vise, I got that, which that's pretty important to me. I really like it, and now since my dad's passed away too, Dad died about 7 years ago, so I really like my Dawn vise. So it's had be able to tell a lot of stories, I reckon, that one there.
Tell us about all your tubs under here, and you used to have heaps more tubs.
Yeah, used to have heaps more. It looks a bit messy, but apparently Dwayne thinks my shed's always messy now, so if anyone disagrees, you can hammer him. I actually did power tool repairs. I had my own little shop for a while and did power tool repairs, so I think I used to have about 40 tubs under here that have repairs all at different stages, but also I'd carry all lead grommets and power leads and parts. I'd carry spare parts for the popular models.
Yep.
So now it's pretty much a mishmash of, I don't know, like my Dremel soldering iron, that sort of stuff, like little gas soldering iron. Just, everyone's got bits of boxes which just hold crap. All my biscuits, I'm a bit of a mad biscuit joiner. More biscuits there. That's all the trailer stuff, and just fittings and stuff, like the amount of money that you spend in a shed that people would well and truly know. You used to end up with crazy amounts of stuff. Oh, there's the coach bolts we wanted.
Oh.
We were looking for them. These are cool. I really like these. I'm not a mad chisel person, but these are.
But you just got two sets of them, even though you're not a mad chisel person.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, I sold a set too. Remember?
I do.
So I did have 3 sets. So yeah, I'm not a mad chisel person, but maybe it looks a bit. These are actually my dad's. I think this was from around about the time he started his apprenticeship. Really old Stanleys. I know that they'll still be strong and they're still awesome, but I don't use them because if I lost one or snapped one, I'd be pretty shattered. So to be honest, they just sit in the box there, so they're pretty cool. And then these ones I actually bought for Dad years later when I worked at a hardware store. and he didn't get to use them much because he started getting so sick. He couldn't actually use them. So I had a bit of fire damage here. So I think that's actually a bit of rust from the steam when the fire hoses came in.
Yeah.
But that's still got the card in it for I gave to Dad, and so I just keep them. Again, I don't use them much, but yeah.
Yep.
They're pretty important, so just sit down the bottom there. That's my little... So this countertop was actually one from Mitre 10 in Pakenham, from one of the original Bald Hill Road store. It's the old Mitre 10 blue countertop.
Oh, yeah.
Just a good countertop to bash, and I just recently put this box in here, so I got, I don't know, I think about 15 power points along there.
Yes. Yeah, you never like to be short on those, do you?
No, I don't like having to swap plugs. So I got the Festool radio over there, which I love. It's a big speaker there.
Yeah.
One cool thing in here, everybody should have, copper hammer. This is one of my little go-to tools. I've just finished working for a tool company, and they didn't have copper hammers, which I was a bit shattered about. Cause
why do you need a copper hammer?
you need a copper hammer. Someone will have a better explanation than me, but it just doesn't damage so many surfaces. So as you can see, it mushrooms out heaps, and I just use it for stuff that I really don't want damaged.
Okay.
And I think I've pretty much abused this. You can see plenty of knocks and stuff, but I've had that since I had my shop. This is a KC. And I've had this. I had my shop about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've used this stack. So I like the copper hammer because you don't damage many surfaces.
Yep.
And every now and again, I just grind the mushroom back
okay.
flat. And go again. So if you're ever in the market for a copper hammer, just like you're thinking about, just get one. Dead blow hammer with the lead shot in it. They're really cool.
You can see your channel lock pliers in there.
Got channel lock pliers in there.
I'm a big fan of those.
Yeah, Dwayne, you got me those. They're really cool. I did have, they're inside, it's on Renault at the moment. Did have my KC ones in there as well.
Oh yeah.
And again, people don't really rate it a lot, but the KC pointy nose I actually ground down. Because I was doing so many power tool repairs, I actually ground down the nose of them, thinking that they might break in 12 months, and I've had them about 15 years, and still haven't broken a tip. And I used them a lot. So
there you go.
cool. This is my first toolbox I ever bought. It's just got bits and pieces in it, and a bit of fun stuff, and everyone's got a junk drawer up the top there.
Yep.
Got King Chrome ratchet spanners. I really like them.
Let's keep moving. We've got a planer edger over here.
Yes, that's my little baby.
It's your Hafco.
Yep.
This is 6-inch.
Yeah, I think it's a 6.
All right.
Probably should know that, shouldn't I? I think it's an 8. Yeah, it's an 8-inch.
8-inch, yeah.
So, pretty rare you'll use that width anyway, so I just wanted something big because I built quite a few tabletops, and instead of using my mate Dan's, Dan usually did the edging for us.
Yeah.
I bought this not so long ago.
Very good.
That's been really good for me.
Yep.
So, that... yeah, that'll be staying here for a while.
Very good.
oztooltalk stuff. We'll keep moving. We don't want to see that stuff.
Yeah. You get your dust extraction.
Yeah, dust extract. I didn't have one for ages, and finally I just went, I've got to do it. So I think it only cost me $300 for the whole setup. But it's stinking handy.
But the ducts and the fittings cost so much.
Yeah, I got a whole box of them there, which I was going to duct all through the roof, and that just never happened.
Yeah.
There's been some really cool shed videos of guys having heaps of duct in and stuff, and
Yep.
that looks awesome. But me being me, Mr. 90%er, I just never quite got it.
Festool.
Got it done. Festool. That's my 6-inch random orbital sander.
All very nice.
Possibly one of my best, one of my favourite tools. I went through a few different ones of the random orbitals, and I'm pretty much set on that one now. So
is that your only Festool?
that's my only Festool. Yeah. I had to sell my left arm to buy that one. So
That's right. Yeah, you got a Triton router stand in there.
yeah, Triton router table. That's been really cool. Clearly, it doesn't get a lot of use at the moment. That was my dad's, so I got that off Dad. I did through this. People sort of talk about the Triton stuff, not at it, like being multi-use and being handy, but not super great. I did about 4 kilometres of skirting and architraves for a local hospital as a job.
Oh, man.
And I had it set up in the middle of the shed, and I was walking from outside the shed into the shed and feeding it through because I was using 6 metre lengths, and it worked fine. It's cool. So old Triton router table was.
I think you've got a Makita strapped under that, don't you?
I've got a Makita strapped underneath it. That's one of my routers.
Yeah, and you've got a little scroll saw there.
Ryobi scroll saw. Most blokes have put me to shame on that. I'm actually pretty useless on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I haven't done much stuff on it. I'm really no good at any scroll sawing. So
it's a lot harder than you think, isn't it?
Yeah. You think it's going to be easy, but it's not so easy.
No, it's not. You get your fireplace down there.
Yep. Yep, got my Canara in here. This is obviously my workshop, but it's also my little playpen, and I spent a fair bit of time on the armchair with
got the TV up there as well.
42-inch plasma. Every shed should have one.
Yeah, that's right. Got some armchairs.
Yep.
Take me over into the corner and show me this ridiculous ode to clamps.
Yeah, man can never have enough clamps.
Well, apparently they can.
Yeah, I'm actually 6 short here too. There's 6 that are out on loan.
Yeah.
I actually had a fire in here. Someone was an idiot and left. Don't ever leave your scraps in front of your Canara and then go inside to have dinner. Because I just finished a customer's table and I sort of caught it alight because I was an idiot and I swept everything towards the fire and then it caught on fire. So, so I had an insurance claim. So while I did that, I thought, well, you might as well just go big on something. So I went big on clamps.
And, you got some sash clamps in the corner there as well.
Yeah, a few of those are my mate Dan's. They're the record ones. Record ones are really good, but to be honest, the cheap Chinese T-bar or I-beam style, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
The record, I know you shouldn't load them up heaps, like really dial them up. The timber should be right, but you put a bit of pressure on the records, and they want to start to actually buckle over.
Yeah, because they're only in one plane. They don't have that T.
No, so I like the T-bars because they stand up easier on themselves, and for I don't know, almost a quarter of the price. To be honest, I like good quality stuff. I usually buy the good gear, but I think I'd go the cheap ones again next time.
And here's some not cheap at all Dawn.
Big Dawnies, yeah.
Which I don't think you've ever used.
Oh no, that's a lie. I've used them a couple of times.
Yeah.
I just couldn't help myself one day. I thought every man's got to have a G-clamp. So I bought the 2, which I think are the hundreds. And then I bought these 2 bigger ones just because I worked at a hardware store and a tool place and tried getting out of a tool place every week with buying nothing. These are cool. I really like them. But it's ridiculous. I hardly ever use them.
Yeah. Another piece of Hafco. You got your thickness in here?
Yeah, got my thickness in here. So, I reckon one of my favourite machines, to be honest.
It's a ripper, isn't it? Yeah,
it's a belter. I'm sure that there's other units that are higher quality, whatever. Unfortunately, the digital readout never really worked properly from the start, but I didn't care about that. I didn't really buy it for that.
Yeah.
But this is just a tough as nails unit. I'll put a lot of stuff through.
What sort of blades does these ones have?
They're just a straight knife blade.
Okay, you don't have what are they called? Helical?
Yeah, fancy. Nah, they're like $400 or something for one. So I haven't bothered with that. So this was actually what prompted me to get the dust extractor. So if anyone's going to get a thicknesser or your planer edger, you got to get yourself a dust extractor because these just kill you.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a bit of a beast. I made my own stand for it. I bought one of those stands from Carbotech for the planer edger, just the little low line ones. To be honest, I think they feel like they're going to snap all the time when you're sort of going to push the little red levers down. Not a big fan, so I ended up building my own steel one with my own casters from a place in Dandy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just asked them what casters I should have, and they told me, and it wheels around really easy. It just tucks away here, and just pull it out when you need it.
It's a nice job.
So
moving on.
Bit of a weapon.
Not sure your bench grind is big enough.
Big 10-inch Ryobi. Some people laugh about me with the 10-inch Ryobi. It's an older unit, but it is an absolute tank. This thing dials up like a jet. I used to have a 10-inch Ryobi and an 8-inch Ryobi and a 6-inch Makita, and then I think it was a 5-inch no-name. Because I hate having to change stuff, so I had polishing buff and I had different grinding wheels and that sort of stuff. But now, since I'm not out of control and I just like to play it nice and easy, I've just got
says the man with 700 clamps.
Yeah, true. So I've just got the one bench grinder, which actually suits me perfect. So it's all I really need now.
Most of the time, a wire wheel and your grinding wheel will get you out of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely the most common things.
Yeah, having worked with tools and in tool shops that often, I think you get a little bit cheeky and you just buy more than you really need.
That's right. Now, is this one of your favourite tools?
This has got to be one of my favourite tools. I can't remember the model number of it now. That's a bit bad.
It's the 718, I think.
Yeah, DW718, 718. Yeah. I really like this. At first, I wasn't a big fan because they changed how they had the neck, so it was quite a short, a short slide arm at the back, and they had the longer neck.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't like the look of it, but it does save heaps of space. So A, for tradies, it saves heaps of space in their toolbox. And for me, I didn't have to have it so far out for it to go back, which is also good because I've had this king chrome sign up there for a couple of years. And that normally lights up, I just haven't got it on. But yeah, so I can actually leave it there and sit there. This is one of the best things, like to have a good droppy. I reckon it's worth every cent.
Yeah, it's really good. I think this is like the little brother to the really famous DW 780, 780. I don't think there's much difference.
780 or 708?
Nah, 708 is the one I've got. That's the older one with the vertical slides.
Yeah, okay.
The 780 is the more common. I think it's pretty much the same as this, but it's a bit just got a bit more power.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's a couple of hundred extra watts or something.
I've used this stacks. Like, I mean, I'm no tradie, I'm no chippy, but I've used it stacks, and it hasn't missed a beat.
No, and you even chop your firewood with it.
Yeah, I chop my firewood with it as well. So it's a multi-tool. The first droppy I ever bought was a Ryobi, 10-inch, and I said to my wife, I'm like, right, I'll buy a cheap one at first, but when it blows up, I'm buying a good one.
Yeah.
So that lasted me a couple of years. I couldn't blow the stinking thing up. So it actually lasted all right, but then once it did finally blow up, I launched out and bought this, and I reckon it's one of the best things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Hunted around and got that, so...
Really good. Alright, what about up here?
Oh, I'm missing a couple of things, and it's a little bit messy, but that's my little 1/4-inch sander, which, to be honest, was one of my favourite sander.
1/4 inch? You mean third sheet?
Yeah, about third sheet. I'm thinking the router. I'm already ahead. I'm thinking the routers already. Third sheet Makita, that was my favourite, but to be honest, you can't really tell from the dust because it's a dusty shed.
Yeah.
I haven't used that much since I got my Festool 6-inch, because once you get a Festool 6-inch or a random orbital...
Oh, is your 6-inch not a random orbital?
No, yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, or random orbital in general.
Yeah.
Once you get a random orbital 6-inch sander, you won't turn back. These have still got their place, but I don't really need it. I normally have my little Bosch Prio in here.
Oh, yeah.
Which feels like a bit of a toy sometimes, but it's super handy for a little cordless unit just to pull it out.
This one's when you want some real work done.
9924 DB. Yeah, that's an absolute weapon, that thing. So I've, again, never missed a beat. I used them heaps in the caravan joints when I actually worked at a caravan place for 2 years. And then once I had used them, I'm like, oh, I've got to have one. So I've got crap everywhere. I realised I had to have one, so they're just absolute tanks.
Yeah.
So I've had that, never had an issue with it. Yeah, that's the old tins. That was Dad. Dad used to write all the petrol. You can tell how old his super. With super petrol, that were Dad's.
And then you got circ saws and planers.
Yeah, circ saw. There's another funny little story. That was one of my favourite tools, the Makita 7 1/4. But I don't know, that hasn't been pulled out for ages now since I got the 18 volter. So once you start expanding your cordless range, you just don't pick out your power range anywhere near as much, because I often don't need the power in that.
Yeah.
Because the Milwaukee goes pretty close to it.
Yeah.
And it's too stinking handy, and I've got heaps of batteries.
Yeah.
So I've got my Hitachi plane up there, which has got a bit of damage from the fire. The guard's actually a bit melted, but it just keeps going.
Yeah. A couple of hand planes.
A couple of hand planes. Really like my hand planes.
4 and 5, are they?
Yeah, 4 and 5. I bought the 4 years ago, and that was my favourite. And then the 5, a mate actually, literally, it fell out of the back of a van. He was at the traffic lights, and a whole heap of tools fell out of a van. And so he's, because the door flew open, and he tried to chase the guy down, and he didn't stop, couldn't find him. So I claimed the number 5, which was nice, because it's a beautiful plane.
Beautiful. You've actually recently got a Makita plane as well, isn't it? Your favourite 1900.
The 1900B, yeah. It's a bit of a favourite of mine. I reckon they're cool. Dwayne thinks it's out of control because I've got the Hitachi, and then I've actually got the Makita, as we saw before, 18 volt, but I had to have a 1900B, so I honestly don't know how many times I'm going to use it, but I had to have one. So I think you found it on Gumtree for me pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
And this is your bench too, isn't it? You love your bench.
Yeah, it's certainly not. I mean, look, I wanted to build a super duper woodworking bench, and I watched a heap of YouTube videos, and some of these old guys just build amazing benches. I just looked at it, I didn't need it, so I've got a double thickness MDF top on it, and I just built a dead flat timber frame on an old steel bed base, cut in half, so it's pretty agricultural. But this is dead flat for building bench tops. And when I put all this together, I realised I needed to get into the middle. So instead of having dog clamps and all that sort of stuff, I just drilled holes. So they're my Irwin quick grip clamps. I can take the head off, pop it up from underneath, so I can actually get to anything, anywhere in this bench. So I drilled them all, sort of in line. I think I've got about 14 holes all the way along here, so I can clamp anything down wherever I want. All through the middle.
Very good.
One of the best, I think, accidental things I did. It just sort of happened one day I did it.
Really cool. You've also got over here your belt disc sander.
Yeah, everybody should have one. Everybody, and a restorer stick, little rubber stick.
Yeah, they're handy.
Yeah, this one I ended up picking up, I think, off eBay or something from down Coronella Way or something. I can't remember. I had my old Clark one. I think I had it for since I had my shop. So again, about 15 years. And Dwayne and I was only just talking to Dwayne one night and going, the belt sander is the best thing ever. And it was a little cheap one, and it blew up. So it's his fault. But yeah, I didn't realise how many times I used it, just for little stuff. So belt and disc sander, you can't beat them.
Nah, I've got one too. Love it.
Yeah.
Milwaukee boxes here. We're just doing an M12
Yep.
mechanic series soon, so you can keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, there's just a little storage area at the moment.
Yeah. So why do you have 1, 2, 3?
Lots.
God, over 10 tapes.
Yeah, there's another 2 inside too. I'm missing 2 here at the moment. I like tape measures, so yeah, anybody who knows me, I get a bit out of control with stuff. So I love tape measures, and I like having all different brands of tape measures. My favourite's got to be the Panasonic, and they were a giveaway. But I got 2 of those at the time. I should have tried to pinch half a dozen because they're just mint. But then I had to have Irwin because I really like Irwin tools, and then I had to have a Lufkin because every good bloke has a Lufkin. And then I had to have a Stanley Fat Max, and then King Chrome were the opposing, so I had to have them.
I think I'll pinch one of those Fat Maxes off you.
At Crescent, yeah, you can try.
Show me your Stanley knives.
Yes, I'm a bit out of control with the Stanley knives as well. I like knives. I like Stanley knives. So I got most brands. So I got Irwin, I got Tajima, I got Black Rhino. This stinking thing, this come from Bunnings. Must be nearly 20 years ago. And I didn't realise how good it was. This thing's a beast. I can't break it. So I do like Irwin blades. That's the only thing else. So I love the Irwin blades.
But realistically, you use your Tajima all day long. Right?
I use the Tajima all day long. So I like all these other little funky knives, but my Tajima knives have a good little spot down here.
Oh God.
That's my own little spot. I've actually got 3 of them.
You said you weren't chisel crazy.
I'm not really chisel crazy.
You get 2 sets of your pair.
I've got a few more in there, yeah.
Ridiculous.
I like Barco as well. Barco chisels are cool too.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah, the Tajima stuff I really love. I can't rate it high enough. The knives are really cool.
Oh yeah, you've got your scraper back here too.
Scraper?
Love that thing.
Oh yeah, this scraper. Absolute beast. So if you see a Tajima scraper, they're just gold.
And you just fit them with the Stanley knife blades.
Yeah, it's the same snap-off blade that you use in the Tajima knife.
Yeah.
And then you just clamp it into that. That thing's an absolute cracker. It is heavy, heavy, heavy duty. You can get a longer one. I don't know, how long's this one? Let me just use a tape measure. I don't know how long this one is.
Looks like a 300 mil.
Hey, it's 300 mil.
Yeah.
So about 300 mil. The other one must be about 500 or 600 mil. I don't think you need it longer.
Nah, that's probably plenty.
That's my Tajima pull saw.
Yeah, we talked about that in my video too.
Yeah, as you can see, that actually got a bit of damage from the fire again with the steam.
Yeah.
It actually gave me a bit of rust, but
luckily you had your
I had my cover on it.
on
Otherwise I'd be buying another one.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much better the other Japanese pull saws are than the Tajima pull saw, but this is a winner. I'm not a big fan of hand saws.
They're not that expensive either.
Nah. So, old Chubby.
We better keep moving.
Yep.
You've got a thing for routers, obviously.
I've got a bit of a thing for routers. I really like the 3612, and I hardly use it now. The big half inch, but you got to have one. Everyone's got to have one.
No, they don't. Where's your trimmer?
Trimmer? Yeah, this is a beast.
This is what you end up using all the time anyway.
Yeah, to be honest, this is what you use most of the time. So if you're going to get a trimmer, guys, get the metal case one. They're an absolute winner, and I think Makita do it the best. I don't know why you go anything else.
All your routers are Makita, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, because I think the 3620, I think that is, isn't it?
No, it's
that's the
old,
0900,
that's
sorry.
the old, yeah, it's basically the upgrade of the 3620,
Yeah.
which is what I've got.
And that, I've done all my profiling on my bench tops and stuff and big tables. Like I've done 3.5 metre dining tables and bench tops.
Yeah, in home.
I do them all in that, all my trimmer. So you don't need a massive 1/2 inch anymore.
The average person doesn't need one at home. No.
I had to have one. So that's cool.
Just keeping with the theory of being stupidly out of control. You get a 9-inch Metabo.
Yeah.
A 5-inch Metabo.
Yeah.
A 4-inch Makita grinder.
Yeah.
And then we already saw the 5-inch
Milwaukee
fuel braking grinder on the other side. So
you never know how many grinders you're going to need.
yeah, well, I've never been able to operate more than one at a time, to be honest.
Funny thing is, like, I bought the Makita, I had the Makita for years, and then I went, I've got to have the Metabo 5-inch. So I got that, but it's actually quite heavy and cumbersome for me to use for all general jobs. That's when I got the cordless, but then of course you got to have a big 9-inch crazy out of control thing.
Yeah, especially if you want to die.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just all rubbish and bits and pieces.
More random
This is
stuff.
pretty cool. I haven't used it a lot, but that's one of the Arbortech. And for bowling out, like I've got burls over there on the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, just scooping stuff out. And
Cool. You got your old compressor under there somewhere.
yeah, that's Dad's old compressor, an old Champion, I think it is, compressor.
Yeah, and your chop saw as well.
Yeah, chop saw. That Warrior chop saw, that cost me, I think, $109 at Makita, about 10 years, at Mitre 10.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago. And it's awesome. Yeah.
Very good. A few things up here. You got an old AEG jigsaw.
Yep. Metabo UH22E, UHE22 multi rotary hammer. That's awesome. Biscuit joiner, Makita biscuit joiner. I reckon they make one of the best biscuit joiners. I played around for a fair bit with the Dewalt versus the Makita. Makita just wins hands down. Big Lennox hole saw set there.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I got all my individual hole saws here as well. I did have another set. Where did that go?
Oh, you need a P&N one.
Yeah.
Sutton one. Another.
I had a new Sutton set here somewhere. Oh, here. Oh, it was so cool. I had to have it. I saw it. I really didn't need it.
People are going to think that you're quite wealthy, Mark, because of all the tools you buy.
No.
In actual fact, your kids can't eat because of all the tools you buy.
My wife doesn't have expensive clothes because I buy too many tools. That is too true. It keeps me happy.
What's in the cupboard?
This is just a little super secure. Paint and nails and screws and bits and pieces. It's so hard to compartmentalise everything perfect. Like, I see some really perfect sheds, and I'd love to get to that, but I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No.
I do a lot of stuff myself, so I actually work a fair bit and do a fair bit of stuff. But the air stuff's cool. I like the air stuff.
Yeah, love your retractable hose.
I've got a retractable hose in here, and I also ran one under the house and put it under the carport. So running from that one compressor, I've got
2 hoses.
2 hose reels, so then out under the carport at any stage I can just pick it up and use it as a blower. I'm renovating inside at the moment, so I don't worry about gas guns. I just get my air guns, which are cheap and easy to run, straight into the house without a drama.
Really cool.
Yeah, other than that, I think
that's the most of it.
Yeah, I think that's
So, what about the actual shed itself? What are we in?
6 metre by 9 metre skillion roof shed.
Yeah. Did you build this yourself?
My brother-in-law Jason did. I'd like to say that I built it, but he pretty much did most of it. So
Yeah.
I'm not the best builder, so Jason built it, and I built it with like full insulation. It's got fire stop plaster and everything in it.
Yeah.
Just so it's comfortable.
It is nice in here. Yep. Absolutely.
Most people come in here, and it's a bit of a family and mate shed, and a bit of time in front of the fire and playing around. We've done lots of projects in here. So
Yeah, what are your main sort of work that you've done here? You used to do quite a lot of dining tables.
Used to do a lot of dining tables. To be honest,
on the
now
bench.
the last 12 months it's just been renovating inside the house.
Yeah.
And oztooltalk. So
Do you get into furniture making at all?
no, because I don't think I'm clever enough. Dining tables. I started making dining tables and coffee tables just because I could.
Yeah.
And I've really enjoyed doing that. So I don't think I'll ever get into fine furniture making, but I enjoy making stuff. I don't like the idea of going buying and everything. There's plenty of guys that have got less tools than me that have made much better stuff.
Yeah.
I just like the time in here, and that's something that Dwayne and I have been talking about. I've actually got a big move to Tassie coming up, only in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So Christmas time, I'm moving to Tassie for a couple of years. And over there, we're hoping to do a few shed videos of other guys who have got some interesting stories. I'm sure there's guys that have got more interesting stories than me in their workshops and what they do and what they've achieved. And some old guys have just got wealth of knowledge that you and I have never really heard of.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, so Mike's actually moving away, and he's actually already started clearing out his shed, so it's a bit, part of the reason it's a bit messy, although you're pretty messy all the time anyway.
Yeah. I hate that idea, but maybe I am, yes.
But you've already cleared out a couple of things. You've already cleared out a Triton bandsaw and a Triton table saw.
Yeah, I got rid of the bandsaw. I needed to start selling some machinery off because I am moving and can't take everything, but the bandsaw, to be honest, I didn't really use that much. It wasn't a tool that I used as much as I thought I needed to.
Yeah.
But the table saw, that was the worst thing ever, getting rid of that so soon. I think I got rid of it about 3 months ago, and I've needed it a million times since. So, but here's what it is. So yeah, so I'm on the move, and so oztooltalk will look a little bit different. We're going to be separate a bit.
Yes. So we'll both be doing some videos from separate states and getting together occasionally and making a few as well.
Yeah. So hopefully the people down in sunny Tassie will be happy for oztooltalk to go into their sheds, and we'll have a bit of a chat about what they do down there and different boat building places hopefully we can get into, and let us know if that's what you want to see too, guys. Like, I'd like to make it a bit of a side thing on the channel about guys and their workshops, and if you've got videos of your workshop, then post them, like post up on our Facebook, and we'll see if we might be able to upload it or do something, because I reckon it's cool. Like, this is just a basic workshop, it's nothing fancy. My plan was to have it a lot sexier than what it is, but I've got a bit of signage around, and I like my signage and stuff.
Yeah, and you've got like hardwood paneling. What sort of timber is that on your walls?
I think that's Vic Ash or spotted gum or something.
It's a bit overkill, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty.
It is nice.
You can't see it because there's so many tools hanging on it, but it is nice just to have that.
Yeah.
Instead of tin walls, so and that's why I put the plaster in, so it's a bit more comfortable, and you can sort of...
Yeah, and it stays nice and warm in here, and doesn't get too hot either.
Yeah, no, and I've got plenty of lights. Like, I've got ridiculous amounts of fluoros. You can't really tell from this camera, to be honest, guys. It's not a great one, but I reckon you can't have enough light in a workshop.
No, that's true.
You need to be a bit out of control.
Yep.
But yeah, I have plenty of timber stores, and I don't like throwing out too much timber.
No, you keep all your timber under the table, and
yeah, I've used a bit recently.
You've got rid of a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got burls and stuff over there, and I like the idea of burls and second-handy type stuff.
Yeah, you've got some old
red gum frames. I don't even know what I'm going to do with those, especially now I'm moving. But I couldn't help myself. I bought the whole set for $50. This one's cool. I want to do something with this. This is like a cork wood, and it seems really hard, but it's got like a cork exterior on it.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy timber. So and that's just a burl I found in the bush. So it's just like an Australian hardwoody burl, heavy as anything. Bit of red gum there, bit of rosewood. So
very cool.
Pretty cool.
All right, we might wrap it up, I think.
Yeah.
That's
it.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Comment on it and let us know what else you want to see. And honestly, if you've got some videos of your own workshop and stuff, we'd love to see it. Like just some cool ideas, and everybody learns something from someone else. You might want to learn not to buy so many clamps because you might be divorced.
Yep.
I've got a very patient wife, thankfully. So, but yeah, hopefully you like the tour, and I'll have to do another tour of my little 3 metre by 4 metre garden shed in Tasmania when I get there, and we'll give us some ideas on how to make a good workshop out of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.